Now, it's that time of the year, at least it was only just yesterday, when love is in the air. And so in the, sound of ringing cash registers, cha-ching, cha-ching, from romantic dinners to perfume, jewelry, and even luxury getaways, Nigerians went crazy on Valentine's Day, as we always have for years. But what's the real price of love? This year, 85.6% of Nigerians say they were celebrating and spending, what you could call it's short up compared to last year's spending. In fact, a third of consumers are budgeted between 51,000 naira and 100,000 naira, while high-end spending above 500,000 naira was nearly tripled. That's for yesterday's spend for Valentine for those who have the liquid cash to do so. Judith.
So what's driving this surge? Is it inflation, social media pressure, or just good old-fashioned romance? And more importantly, is Valentine's Day a boost to the economy or just a drain on our wallets? I would say the latter. Anyway, to break it all down, because I'm not the expert, we're joined by an analyst from SBM Intelligence. She's Bumi Bailey, and she has the latest report examining the spending trends and economic impact of Valentine's Day in Nigeria. Bumi, how was Valentine's Day for you?
It's fine.
So which
I was at home.
Which part of the set of people were you? The 100,000 naira spend or 500,000 naira heavy spender? Nobody spent that much on you? How couldn't they?
You can go, you cannot. If you don't answer the question. But anyway, your research shows there was a sharp increase in spending this Valentine's Day, and we're seeing that this past Valentine's Day there was projected to be a sharp increase in spending. So, what are the key factors that was driving this trend?
Okay, so there are actually two factors that actually drove this trend. Like I said in our report, one major factor is inflation. I mean, you talked about how, let's say, almost 86% said that they were going to spend more and celebrate this year compared to last year, right? And then from that percentage, you will see that about 33% also said they were going to spend between 51,000 to 100,000, and that is an increase from about maybe 10,000 to 50,000 last year. So you can see that inflation has played a part. I mean, last year inflation averaged around 3.2%, from about 24% in 2023. So inflation has been a major factor why they actually want to spend more. But another interesting thing that we actually discovered was actually the social media too was actually driving this trend. I mean, if you've noticed, the COVID-19 pandemic, in a way, made a lot of retailers and online vendors to actually showcase their products online. For example, like Instagram, before TikTok started coming in maybe like 2-3 years ago. So what these retailers are doing, what they try to do is that, they say that purchasing power is very weak. How do they influence or entice consumers to spend? And Valentine's Day is that special occasion compared to other holidays like maybe birthday, Christmas, Ramadan holiday, or maybe these other Islamic different holidays and occasions, right? So they actually want them, okay, what do I do to actually drive sales? So what I can do that is social media. Okay, apart from using the Instagram platform and TikTok, what do I do? Do I do combo deals, right? Or maybe do I just do a single sale? So what they are now trying to do is they are now being innovative and creative. So they are now doing combo deals. And what I mean by combo deals, what I'm actually talking about is more or less like, all those 4-in-1 pack, 2-in-1 pack, like maybe you have a pack, you have roses, you have wristwatches, you have perfumes actually at affordable prices, and that actually goes well when you know that your wallet, your budget is tight. So if a consumer says that, this is actually everything, I have like 4-in-1, it actually means that you're actually being considerate and you know that my pocket is tight.
There's a trick. You're actually not giving more, you're just giving conveniently.
Exactly. So that's what
that's interesting. Now, first of you said that increase in spend, but not necessarily purchasing power. So the money might have gone up, but what it could buy is less. But how does that compare to the past Christmas? Dirty December was only just, Judith was all over Lagos in traffic, mostly.
Oh, goodness, my favorite time.
But Dirty December, when you compare it to Valentine, because not too long ago, I think it was the state governor who was talking about the potentials of Dirty December and the fact that this could be an all-year thing spread across all 12 months where Lagos specifically can actually make plenty of money. So if we compare it to that, is there a possibility of getting that kind of spend on during all the holidays, Easter, Valentine's, whichever ones we have all through the year? What could make it happen? What factors could make it happen?
Okay, so are you talking about factors that can actually drive more sales? Is that
More
what you're
sales
talking
during holidays.
Okay, so I mentioned that, I don't know if I should use Valentine here.
Go ahead,
Maybe,
please.
Yeah.
It's the season.
So it's a special occasion, especially for e-commerce. That's why I brought the aspect of social media right now. Okay, so I talked about the aspect of being a special occasion, right? Okay, so now that it's a special holiday for e-commerce, right? It's a time that you see a lot of consumers making a lot of purchases online. So to the retailers and the online vendors, they'll be like, okay, fine. How do I do to tap into that opportunity? And one way I can actually think of is actually more or less like optimizing their online channels, right? That's one way they can actually boost sales. Right. So when they optimize their online channels, it actually help to enhance the shopping experience from consumers. Because when I'm on social media, it's like as if I'm in the store, but I'm not like physically in the store, but I can actually see. So another thing is that when you now make that shopping experience convenient for me, it's easy for me to actually make more purchases, and buy your product.
Oh, so I get what you're saying. Forgive me for stopping you there. I just wanted to. So you're saying that e-commerce was actually, or digital media is a big factor in helping these businesses during these times.
Yes.
But now if you add, Judith, listen to this one. Tariff hike. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I put a wrench in your works there.
That is why a lot of buzz and noise has been around the tariff hike. Because when I first thought about it, I told myself, what about the content creators? Because if you see, even retailers are now becoming content creators.
Yeah, but you
right?
have to.
Let me use for example, like the lady I buy my wigs from.
Which is fantastic, by the way.
Thank you very much. So, because wig is like a discretionary item, it's something you can forego. So, and she that sells the market, how do I make more sales? Or what do I do? Let me go online. And then I go to her Instagram. I notice that she's doing content, she's acting, she's doing all these skits. So that is actually what they are doing to drive sales. And now they have introduced a tariff hike. They're like, this is actually, how will I react? So that's why there's actually a big noise around it. So, yeah.
We also saw, away from the traditional, jewelry, perfumes, the thing I hate is food trays. I need everybody to throw that thing away.
You don't like it?
It's not hygienic, all right? Salmonella poisoning, throw it away. Throw the whole thing out. Anyway.
What's the little parasite in between us and love? Come on.
So besides the food trays, the perfumes, the jewelries that we're seeing, and those gift boxes we're also seeing experiential, spending where, people are going out for, dining experiences, 5-course experience. Yesterday there's a nice spot that had teddies just everywhere. It was so fascinating. It was so beautiful. But seeing that, and then we're seeing fine dining come up in Lagos. New spots are opening every day. And so what exactly is now changing consumer behavior to gravitate towards that?
So that what I can actually say is the aspect of the digital e-commerce. So let me use other countries for example. Maybe I should use US. Apart from the food, perfume, although you can't blame them because the consumer's budget is actually tight, they're looking at what they can afford. So away from that, how do I go beyond those that? I mean, how can I make this day special for my partner? I go online, I see US, I see spas, I see dinner dates, I see resorts, right? But the problem is that when we looked at our survey, maybe like 20% said that they were going to do all kinds of vacation and spa treatment because, like I said, it's very expensive. And also, about 5% also plan that they would, it's the weekend, so they are still going to spend more. Right? They said they were going to do between 500K and above compared to 1.5, about 2% that actually spend around that. So yes, consumer trends are actually changing, right? So what they now want more is that, okay, fine, apart from the food, the perfumes, okay, what other experience can you do for me? If it's maybe a spa, or a photo shoot or more experience, they should go towards that aspect. So maybe by the next year, when we do our next survey, we'll be able to see more on that. But the problem is that these things are on the high side. They're expensive, right? So if purchasing power improves, right, there's a projection that inflation would slow down or moderate this year. The president has said,
don't jinx it. let's don't let them hear. Because, anything could happen to these items.
Exactly.
Regarding the price hike in the items, let's take a look at these items. From your report, items that people would want to purchase or purchase the most with perfumes, mostly popular items, with nearly 80% of respondents planning to spend on these. Food and perfumes. Food trays.
Oh no.
Food trays and perfumes. Perfumes are always
Exactly, and you see them like the trays, you know.
I hate those things. Oh my God.
No, it's not
It's just a one-day thing.
Exactly, and the fact is, they are being
Why is
treat it
it
more than-
why is it covered with what's the name? The plastic wrap.
The bubble wrap. Celebration plans. Let's look at celebration plans. Respondents planning to spend on Valentine's Day. Okay, we talked about that one already. 85%, up from 62%. So we are at a time in our economy where things are really bad, and there's a very funny, very opposite trend where instead of people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to go out and party," people actually want to party more. Is that a reason for that? Why people want to spend more at the time like this instead of say they're going to save more? You're smiling very slowly. It's sinister.
But it depends on the type of occasion you're talking about. It's like this Valentine. So I don't want to. Maybe I don't know why I just like to smile. You know, it's about romance and love, and you know.
So romance thrives in bad economy.
No, I'm not saying it thrives in. I'm just saying that Nigerians will always find a way to smile in this economy. Do you understand? I mean, because let me even go back to inflation. Inflation was at single digits in 2016, I think about 9%, before it reached about double digits, right? And you know, people are not saving. They're just spending, and they don't have enough money to save again. So what do? They just have to try and enjoy their life. I mean, and hope for the best. So that is actually what is happening right now.
I hope my neighbor's gate man is not listening, because that man. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, and also, you know, I also talked about the aspect that societal pressure is not what actually influencing them to spend. It was actually surprising for me. Like, it was more like a personal sentiment thing. Oh, let me do this for my partner. It's just my own
these
feeling.
hard times.
Let me just put a smile to someone's face. And funny enough, Valentine is not always. I have the belief that it's not always all about romance, like
so there's
that.
potential
You
there.
have,
there's big potential to make it even as big as December.
Exactly.
Because if the thought is, oh, people are going to definitely spend no matter the condition on their partners to show how much they love them in these bad times.
Or they're just trying to say sorry for all the bad times.
Apologize.
Just one day
what happened to you yesterday?
Oh God, I had a swell time yesterday. What do you mean?
So there is potential there. How much advantage could, let's say, a city like Lagos take using this factor? If you put the element of partners in that, I would want to spend more for my partner during these occasions because of the bad times. How much advantage could be taken of that?
Okay, you're talking about the impact of the spending, right,
Yes.
Valentine? Okay, so since it's just a special occasion, it's an annual thing, I don't really see a long-term impact, but I see it as a short-term impact, especially for Nigeria currently. You know, I made mention of high inflationary pressures. A lot of businesses are struggling, right? So, and when I talked about the aspect of social media helping them to boost sales, you know, this is more or less for them to gain revenue. So when you gain more sales, because looking at the value of, or we can't really quantify the value of Valentine sales in Nigeria, but I hear it runs into billions of naira. So when you have more sales, you know, it leads to more capital. And when you have more capital, you have expansion. Apart from capital, you also have revenue. When you have more revenue, you'll be able to employ more staff. You'll be able to increase more staff. If you recall, I also add the hotel and retail sector. Maybe I should just call the trade sector. Is the second highest job employing sector in the country after agriculture. So it's actually going to do a lot within a short time. So by next year, I don't know what might happen. We might see more spending, but this spending is due to inflation. But another aspect is that retailers, retailers and also wholesalers are being very innovative by giving value packages to be able to entice consumers to spend more. So, and then also as to the aspect of Lagos State government actually improving the use of business environment for them. You know, we talked about the aspect of the tariff. I think they said MTN started.
Well, we don't want to.
I don't want to even go there.
I will give you 5. I will give you. Don't worry,
I don't know if, I think I heard they sent a, please don't forgive or forget or
forgive and forget over the 200% hike in 15
Exactly.
I love the reactions to that thing. I love it.
Maybe
I took a few. I laugh. Whenever I'm back down, I just look at all those reactions and I just start laughing. The one that scored it 0/10.
Especially for data. So that means we need to see a bit of improvement in the business environment, the cost of operating.
So you're projecting that more spending would happen in the coming years, and Valentine's Day, we're going to see an uptick in more spending.
Yeah, because
in spite of our economic trajectory. But I have to ask you about, with your study, we're seeing people spending 500K and above on Valentine's Day. We're seeing people whose budget is between 10,000 to 50,000 naira. And so it begs to ask a question about the economic inequality when it comes to Valentine's Day spending.
Yes. It actually, because if I break it down to you, right, I mean, a quarter said that they were going to do within 10 to 50, right? And 33 said they were going to do 51 and 100, and then 5% said they were going to do between 500 and above, right?
5%?
Yeah, you will not come and kill me.
And that is higher, like I said earlier, from 2%. Yes, the gap is widening.
And why is that? And that's what's shocking, right? And also takes me aback, because if you're saying that before, a year prior, just 2% of that were willing to spend 5,000 and it increased to 5%, are you saying that our purchasing power have increased?
No. Our purchasing power.
What do you think is driving that number?
No, our purchasing power, like if you,
peer pressure?
Not peer pressure, right? I mean, when you look at the people we survey within Lagos, Abuja, yes, and Port Harcourt, right, within the age of 18 and I think 65, and most of them, they earn between, I think, 100 to 4, maybe like 200 to, 500. So I'm not actually saying that the purchasing power has improved. I'm saying that this is where the retailers come in here, right? They are the ones, because, I mean, trust me, even like for example, I wanted to also get myself a Valentine present because I was actually seeing a combo pack. I mean, you have wigs, you have flower, and then if you look at the bouquet of roses, no longer roses, it's now money, right? And then you have all these people that, okay, fine, instead of me just coming to give my partner that gift, why don't I get a business like this surprise factory, come and surprise my partner? So a lot of creative things are actually going on in that space. So that is actually what is driving purchase, not really the purchasing power is really improving.
It's very interesting that is what the focus is on, because it kind of like takes away what the focus used to be. I'll tell you, it will surprise you. Let's get back to the, what's it called? Something about hotels being 11, as a choice of place to go being 11%. Why are you smiling so widely? But
I know why! Because
it seems to be dropping.
Those are not their wives!
I don't know why it's just 11%. Well, cinema and I think shopping is above it, but it's only at 11%. Is it that hospitality is getting more expensive in places like Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt?
Yes.
Let's talk about that and how that
could
have been an advantage.
Yeah, so I would say it's expensive because if you look at places where they would want to spend, they said restaurants and it says cinema. If you look at these two places, they're actually affordable places. Although I have
Are restaurants affordable? Have you been out lately? Well,
it depends on the location.
Okay.
It depends on the location, right? It depends on, and then if you look, for example, I don't want to say all these quick service restaurants. No. Maybe I'm thinking of maybe one on the island.
Okay.
Right, but the thing is that I don't want to say the name, but they advertise the experience. So they give you it's just beyond the food, right? So they give you, okay, fine, we have a buffet. That's another thing that is being
spending.
Yes, that's it. They have a buffet, we come and experience this, we have live music. So it's like 4 in 1. Why do I need to go to different places just for me to enjoy or celebrate it Valentine? Okay, why don't I just go to a restaurant? And you have a restaurant, you have music playing, you have comedy show, you have food of different...
All in one place. It's an experience.
In one place is an experience. So that is actually what...
So hotels are no longer experiences, or hotels are just simply dropping the ball when it comes to taking advantage of Valentine.
No, the hotels have beds.
Or Judith, we're becoming more moral people.
Our taste is changing. That's what it shows. Our taste is changing. We're becoming evolved. Our taste is changing. Our taste is changing.
Apologies for that. Or the shotlets. The shotlets are one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The shotlets are one of them. The Airbnbs are another.
They are.
And so those shotlets and those the short apartments as well are something that they are going after, and they're going to spend too much time.
But it's expensive.
Same at the hotels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same for, like you rightfully put, they're all about location. Everything is location. And so, I mean, my final question for you then is, about, the personal sentiments, that are when it comes to Valentine's Day being the biggest driver of the spending that we've seen for this year, that was projected for this year. Do you think that our personal sentiments will change in the coming years, or do you think that social media will still continue to play a good factor in what we see in terms of consumer behavior coming next year?
No, social media will continue to shape, because apart from personal sentiment, social media was also another factor that actually influenced their spending decisions. So it's going to actually continue to play a big factor. But like
in terms of what, advertising?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, so maybe I should give an example of what I'm talking about, social media. You know, instead of me, you know, I talked about the aspect of the combo deals. This is where you actually advertise them on social media, right? Oh, maybe I have a plan. And the thing is that these guys actually do these adverts maybe few days or maybe 4 weeks to Valentine Day. So I have time to save. You understand? Oh, I can actually see all the things I want, you know, wristwatches, roses, wigs, everything in one pack. Why do I need to go up and down and to actually be more expensive? I can actually get everything in just one pack at affordable prices. So that is why social media will actually continue to influence. But my own is, I just hope that, no, I don't know, I can't think of maybe any law or any charges. I just hope it doesn't affect the social, especially Instagram, right, and TikTok. Because TikTok has become a very fast, it's even, if I compare TikTok and Instagram, yes, fast rising. I mean, you see a lot. I mean, if I want to advertise my product, I go to TikTok. And then tell me, no, I go to TikTok and they tell me go to my social media page. Okay. And then I'll just go to social media. And they have a lot of people, you know, a lot of people have mobile phones, and a lot of people are using social media.
I thought TikTok had not been able to crack marketing in terms of like ad placements. I thought they've not been able to crack it yet. That's in my opinion. You know, I don't think that they've been able to crack it then in terms of like ad placement the way Instagram and Facebook have cracked ad placement.
Okay, what I said was, when I talk about you have retailers becoming skit makers, content creators. So you can just, like I don't know why I'm making examples about this, my wig vendor, right? She would use her TikTok, she would act, you know, oh, this hair is rubby, like this hair, why are you using this wig? You know, she would, get this new wig, and then, go to my Instagram. So she immediately shifts you to go to Instagram to actually see the difference. So TikTok is more or less for content, right? For you to, advertise my product through content, right? And then when you see that, tell you, just go to my YouTube or go to my Instagram and go to my bio. And I heard that in TikTok, a lot of people get paid for content.
Interesting.
So, yes.
So, I mean, when we look at this from an economic standpoint, and we look at the entire sector in terms of, you know, hospitality, retail, and, you know, the vendors, who do you think are benefiting more from this, and how best can the others who are leaving money on the table? Because, you know, I think everyone can tap into this Valentine's Day. It's a one-day thing, but a lot of brands can tap in, a lot of other sectors from there. How can they best tap into this? How much money are they leaving on the table, and how best can they improve come Valentine's Day 2026? My God.
Okay, so I don't know why I want to keep repeating. I don't know. Is that I like social media?
Don't talk about your weave vendor again.
I'm not talking about
I'll invoice you this week.
I'm sorry. Okay. So, one way where I can actually think that what businesses in the Australia, because I see the benefits actually all around, like having a multiplier effects across different sectors, hospitality, entertainment, and retail. So one way I can think of that is that, you know, I talked about how they should actually optimize their online channels, right? So if they optimize their online channels, their shopping experience improves. Apart from optimizing their online channel, they should actually ensure secure payment platform, because that's a major factor, right? Another factor I can think of is reliable delivery services. That's one way I can think of. Then apart from that, they should actually have target their campaigns and promotion to specific demographics. When I mean specific demographics, I mean middle, upper, lower, right segment of the economy. Okay, what deals fit this sector? Do you understand? Whether it is student-friendly deals, whether it is family packages, or just luxury experiences. And apart from that, they should also encourage discounts for early birds, right? If you advertise a product for like maybe a month to Valentine or 2 weeks, give discount price because that actually attracts the consumer to your product. And another thing I can think of is giving loyalty packages, which a lot of I think Shoprite or other retailers are actually doing. That's to entice them to come to your product. And then last year, I would also recommend, I talked about the shift from just traditional gifting. Go to experience. I would make reference to spa because I'm always seeing spa and results, right? Don't just give me a spa deal.
Right.
What dinner comes with it, right? Yeah.
Right. I mean, Bumi, we must say thank you for taking our time to
Thank you, Bumi.
Bailey, she is an analyst.
We should bring it back to talk about the cracking social media for entrepreneurs.